Hi everyone, this is CrimsonWolf from Gaming for Dummies, and today I will talk about the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, the top dogs in the video game console market at this moment. Before I begin, please note that this video is called Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 and not Xbox 360 versus PlayStation 3 for a reason. I am not here to shout over the microphone about which one is better. I'm here to tell you about the advantages and disadvantages of both systems and help someone decide which of the two consoles they should purchase, not based on which one is better, but based on which ones would suit their preferences more. With that out of the way, I'll get on with this and hopefully you won't fall asleep while listening to me. Wish me luck. To start off, let's talk about controllers. The button layouts are different on each controller. In my opinion, the shape of the Xbox 360 controller seems more natural and fits the hands of the player more so than the PlayStation 3 controller. However, the PS3 controller has more naturally placed analog sticks. On the other hand, I think the Xbox controller looks slightly better, but appearance and where each button is located depend all on preference and opinion. Now let's move on to facts. The Xbox 360 wireless controller has a longer battery life, but runs on removable batteries, meaning that you have to buy new ones each time the controller loses power. The PS3 wireless controller can be easily charged by connecting it with a cable to a PS3 or PC. Also, the Xbox controller suffers from some dropout problems, and while they are not very common, sometimes they can happen often enough to get annoying. Which one is better? I can't decide. They both have their pros and cons, but in the end they are both excellent. Now let's move on to the games. There have been many debates about which console can run multi-platform games with better graphics. Overall, I have to say that the Xbox 360 wins because most of the multi-platform games are made on the 360 and are then ported over to the PS3, resulting in occasional screen tearing and sometimes even texture popping. However, this is nothing to do with the console's hardware, just the lousy job the developers sometimes do at porting games. Though there are exceptions such as Dragon Age Origins, which both looks and runs better on the PlayStation 3. In addition, more and more games start to look better on the PS3. Still, the majority of the multi-platform games are better looking on the Xbox 360. Next up are exclusive games and their overall quality. It is true, the PlayStation 3 had no great games at launch, nothing to give it enough of a push to gain the upper hand in the sales war anyway, while the Xbox 360 had some fantastic launch titles to begin with. Of course, there was Resistance Fall of Man, a PS3 launch title that stood out, and although it was great, it was nothing extraordinary and was outnumbered by the popular franchises of the Xbox, such as Halo, Gears of War, or Fable. However, over the years, the PS3 has received loads of great exclusive games, like Killzone, God of War, Little Big Planet, Uncharted, and many more, that turned out to be more unique than the lineup of Xbox titles. Ironically, now the Xbox is stuck mainly with only what it had begun with to battle Sony's fantastic counterattack. The time has come to discuss online service. Xbox Live has better connectivity and slightly more features than PlayStation Network. However, to play any Xbox 360 games in online multiplayer, you need to pay monthly for a gold membership. On the other hand, we have the PlayStation Network, which is completely free with only a little less features and occasional connection problems. Also, the PS3 has a free web browser included, so that by itself might be enough to convince some people to get it. For example, why download an application for Facebook on the Xbox 360 when you can access the website itself for free using your PS3 at no additional cost, as long as you already have an established internet connection in your house? This also brings up another argument. Why the fuck would you want to access Facebook in the first place since it's such a steaming pile of shit? But that's a topic for another day. Anyway, in short, online multiplayer has more features and is a little more stable on the Xbox 360, while on the PS3 everything is completely free at the cost of some rare connection problems and less features with a free internet browser to compensate for the losses. One of the most common debates in the console war is about which one of the systems has better graphics. If you look at the technological capabilities of the two consoles in terms of statistics, you can't name the winner. The Xbox 360 has a better cell processing unit, while the PlayStation 3 has a better graphics processing unit. This pretty much evens them out, but by looking at experience and what exclusive games are out there right now, it's easier to name the winner. Thanks to Blu-ray and the technology inside the PS3, an Xbox 360 exclusive has yet to match the scale and detail seen in God of War 3, Uncharted 2, or Killzone 3. Now it's time for reliability. The Xbox 360 suffered from many errors at launch, problems like the open tray error, the E74 error, and the most infamous of all, the Red Ring of Death, often abbreviated as RROD. The PS3 had YLOD, which is the yellow light of death, but that got fixed not long after it was discovered. Sadly, the RROD is still not fixed to this day and can happen to even the new Xbox 360 Slim models. The only difference is that the lights are different, meaning that you might think you have a different error when you do have the RROD. This is enough to grant the PS3 as the winner in terms of how reliable it is. But don't get me wrong, the Xbox 360 Slim is a very reliable console, and the only technical problem that drags it down is that damned RROD. One important thing to consider when deciding which console to buy is making sure whether it will or will not be able to run all those older games you may have for its predecessor. According to Wikipedia, the Xbox 360 has backward compatibility available for 478 original Xbox games. To run any of those, all you need is just the latest software update and a hard drive. That is definitely not too much to ask for. On the other hand, the original 20, 60 and 80GB models of the PlayStation 3 all have full backward compatibility for the original PlayStation and PlayStation 2 consoles. For some reason, the PS2 backward compatibility feature was removed from the newer slim models of the PS3. Why did Sony do this? I have no idea. I'm sure they had a reason, but you know what? I don't give a flying fuck because I love to play my old PS2 games on my PlayStation 3 Slim. Well, at least the backward compatibility feature for the original PlayStation remains, but it's still very disappointing that the other was removed. Now that I've covered almost everything in sections, I'm going to go over everything that I may have missed. The PS3 has a user-replaceable hard drive and built-in Wi-Fi, while the Xbox 360 has built-in Wi-Fi only with the Slim models. Both consoles can heat up quite a bit, but the Xbox ended up being a little louder. However, the Slim models fixed that, although occasional discs can still make some unpleasant noise. To be honest, I have no idea if the Xbox 360 Slim is quieter than the PS3 Slim. I think they're about equal, but I'm not sure. The original PS3 was shiny and good looking, but was huge and way too heavy. While the PS3 Slim model is much lighter, it weighs more than the Xbox Slim. Also, the Xbox Slim looks prettier and more modern, beating the old block design. The Xbox 360 has no Blu-ray, even though it is available. This makes swapping multiple discs in some games very inconvenient. The best Slim model of the Xbox 360 has 250GB of internal memory storage, while the best PS3 Slim model has that of 320GB. The Xbox 360 was supposed to have 3D but still doesn't. However, the PS3 has full stereoscopic 3D support, which requires a 3D television, and those, as you know, are very expensive. So in my opinion, it's pretty much just a useful game that will only appeal to those who can afford it. In the end, it is best to pick which console to buy by looking at what you've heard about each one and studying which of the two would suit your gaming needs best. I hope this comparison of the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 has helped you in deciding which one is better for you. Please remember to check out our forum and post some feedback there. Also, if you have any suggestions for future vids, send them over to our email. Thanks for watching and see you next time.